Good morning. Jesus tells us to love our enemies, love your enemies. It's quite a bit different than how the world feels about it. If you hate me, I hate you. If you do something to me, I do something to get you back. That's kind of how the world views things. But Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5 and verse 44, "But I say to you, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you." He tells us to love and pray for those that do us wrong, that hate us and persecute us. It's quite the opposite of the world's view that we should take. But Jesus is a man, he not only preaches what we're to do, he lives it. Notice in Luke chapter 23 and verse 34. Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do." And they divided his garments and cast his lots. Hanging on the cross, those cruel men, those Roman soldiers and those Jews that had him put there, Jesus says, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." They do not realize what they're doing. He asks for their forgiveness. He's hanging there suffering and pain, almost to the point of death. In just a few more minutes, he will die. But he says, "Father, forgive them." He told us there, love your enemies. Here he is loving his enemies. He's praying that they might change and turn to the Father and have salvation. Romans 12, verse 20 and 21. Paul, writing to the church at Rome, he says, "Therefore, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him a drink. For in so doing, you will heap coals of fire on his head. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." Do right the opposite than what your enemy does to you. If he's hungry, feed him. If he's thirsty, give him a drink. Do not let the attitude of the world, the attitude of the enemy, the attitude of Satan overcome you and you become like him. He says, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Doing good things to our enemies is like putting coals of fire on his head. They can't hardly stand it because they expect you to return bad things for bad things. Just some thoughts I thought I'd put out there. Hope I was doing well and that you think about these things and we consider love before we condemn others, because we might not know everything that they're going through. If we think someone has done something that is not right or doing something that's not right, talk to them. Find out their situation. Prayer or help can be offered in some way that we might be able to make a good impression on someone during this time of crisis and pandemic. Love your enemies. Do good to those that hate you. Thank y'all.